So, in a lot of the pharmacies we see nowadays, I saw recently that in one of the cold medicines that they actually feature elderberry, and I see that you grow elderberry. So I just, I think a lot of people are curious about the comparison and the potency of it, as opposed to what you buy in the store, as opposed to some of these beautiful herbs that you have behind you. So I see you have elderberry there,
Oh, yes.
right there. So could you give a little clarity in terms of the difference between what we may see in the store when they feature elderberry and what you have as elderberry?
Oh, well, of course. We grow over 130 different herbs. It's very difficult because herbs have so many different requirements. Some like sun, partial shade, full shade, sun, some like swampy, moist soil, some wants a fast drying soil, and so forth. But we grow everything organically, and of course we don't know where a lot of these things are coming from. Most of the herbs anyway comes from thousands of miles away, and even though they're termed organic, how can we be sure about that? Because in the past we have seen so many different reports that some of these supposedly syrups and different herbs and medicine, that over-the-counter stuff that's supposed to be good for us, that they actually really don't have in. A lot of the herbs here in the U.S. comes from thousands of miles away. But I know that I grow all my herbs, all my fruits, all my vegetables organically. So therefore, we cannot be sure of what's coming from thousands of miles away.
Right.
The U.S. has no jurisdiction to pretty much do all this monitoring of these things coming in, that they have to allow it because there's shortage of herbs grown in the United States. So therefore, but for me here, I am certain that I grow all my produce organically, and that's one of the reasons why Eve's Garden had offered up a free garden walk. That can be booked. That can be booked online at evesgarden.com, that you can actually really see. We'll take you around, and it's an educational free offer in regards to herbs, and if you're interested in herbal healing. It's really more, of course, and in growing them right here and growing them organically, you can be more certain of the potency, because these herbs, we don't know when they were harvested, how they were handled.
It could be a month ago, right?
It can be a year ago, it can be 2 years ago,
right.
Because I have seen herbs that was purchased, and I have purchased in the past. And when I look, for example, this is motherwort that I have just harvest yesterday, and I put it in the dehydrator. And if you look at my mother's worth, or whether even my nettle, I do have some nettle here that I harvested last night.
Sure.
And if you look at the nettle that is purchased, that's supposed to be organic, you'll see it looks all dried up. It's nothing like what I have here. Even my turmeric, I harvest turmeric. Turmeric won't die, even though we have we had a few really very cold, I think we had single digit back in January, and we had teens, but I grow lots of turmeric. Here is also some of the turmeric that I also still have that I harvest yesterday.
Out of the ground just yesterday.
Yes, I just dug them out the ground, and I have to get them all cleaned up. It's a lot of work, but that's what I do. Then I shred it. So if you look at any of these that you may purchase that says that they're organic, And I have in the past have purchased some of these herbs that's supposed to be organic, but they look nothing. They're all dried up. There is no even smell to them. My cleavers, you look at cleavers, and I have harvested this yesterday, day before yesterday, and I have some more in the dehydrator right now because some herbs has to be taken out early, things like burdock and roots and so forth. So the potency is not there, and but I can be certain that it's properly harvested. And another thing is that we don't know when they're harvesting these things commercially, wherever they're growing them thousands of miles away. There are weeds that comes in between them, and that is really not good because there's a lot of lookalikes. Even the very dandelion, I have educate so many people on my garden walk. I've showed them what dandelion look like and what there's a dandelion lookalike is that looks almost the same thing.
And
And
never
kind
know.
of taught them the difference.
Just
Yes,
Unless you
exactly.
grow it yourself or you get it from a local gardener, who's really being sure of their practices, you really don't know where it's coming from.
Exactly.
Okay.
Mhm.